Do you want to build the most boring car in the car scene? If so, you're in the right place, so stick around. Hi, I'm Xander, and welcome back to my channel, Boosted Blueprints, the channel where I lay out the blueprint for your next build. Firstly, I just want to thank everyone who viewed and showed me so much support for my first video. I just can't believe how well it did, and it's only spurred me on to keep providing builds for you guys and make sure that you know all the right mods for your builds. And as always, if you stick around till the end, we'll be going over our shopping list and finding out exactly how much each build will cost. The reason I say the Golf R is the most boring car in the car scene is just because of how brilliant it is. The high performance hot hatch that combines impressive power, agile handling and everyday usability. Under the hood, it features a 2-litre turbocharged inline-4 engine producing 296 horsepower and 280 foot-pounds of torque, which allows it to accelerate from 0 to 60 in just 4.5 seconds, with a top speed of 155 miles an hour. Power is delivered to all four wheels through 4Motion all-wheel drive system, providing exceptional grip and stability in various conditions. As always, let's look at Auto Trader, looking at examples with under 80,000 miles, a good service history, and of course clean bodywork for our build. As you can see, they start from around £11,000 with the estate starting at 14, which realistically is an absolute bargain if you've got a family and luggage. Now, let's see how we can turn this into this. Let's dive into the mods and start building that blueprint. The Golf R gains from just a map are amazing, with BHP gains of 60 to 80 horsepower and increases of 80 foot-pounds of torque. This is an entry-level tune, but it can completely transform the car. There are many great options for Stage 1 maps, including Revo, who are an extremely popular tuner in the tuning world. You've got EcoTune, that have proven themselves with absolutely insane builds on the MK7 Golf R, coming in at 650, or VRS Performance, another fan favourite, and that also comes in at £650. As there are cheaper options out there, if you don't want to go with these top tuners, let's add £600 to that shopping list. A Stage 1 remap is an amazing way to gain huge horsepower gains into your Golf R, turning it from boring, I should say balanced, to brutal. With the right bolt-ons, you can easily be way over 400 horsepower and get that 0 to 60 into the low 3s, which is insane considering if you look at some supercars, you'll be competing with them no problem. Let's start by looking at all the modifications that you need for your build to leave all those 911 at the lights. Let's look at the blueprint and see how much this will all cost. The only modification that I'm brave enough to fit is the air filter. So let's have a look at some options that will fit into your budget and your build. Starting with, and of course again, Revo, popular with everyone, coming in at £510. Next up, APR, slightly more at £560. And finally, the most popular, the R600 at £680. As this is a Golf R build, can't go on budget, and we have to go with the R600. So let's add £680 to that shopping list. Next up, downpipes. And let's start with a fan favourite, Scorpion, coming in at only £600. Another top choice, Cobra, coming in at just £800. But the winner has to be the BCS downpipe at £900. For the shopping list, we have to go with the BRS, so let's add £900 to that shopping list. Now let's look at some catback options that'll fit your build. Quick disclaimer, being a 4-cylinder engine, it doesn't sound absolutely phenomenal whether you change the exhaust or not. Most people actually opt in just for a muffler delete, as it saves money and it makes your ride still sound awesome. Let's start with Cobra, coming in at just over £1,100. Followed by the Miltech, which is obviously very popular on these cars, and they offer it at around £1,250. And finally, my favourite, the Remap exhaust, coming in at just over £1,500. So for this build, let's take the Cobra and add £1,100 to our shopping list. Next up, let's have a look at intercoolers. Intercoolers can be pretty expensive on the Golf R, but let's go through some options that'll fit your budget. Firstly, the DO88 Performance Intercooler, which happens to be everyone's choice at only £650. Followed by another popular choice, the IE Performance, coming in at £850. And finally, we have the Wagner, which is another amazing choice, but that comes in at £900. For this build, Let's go with everyone's favourite, the DO88, so let's add £650 to our shopping list. The intake hose on the Golf Rs are definitely worth upgrading. So let's have a quick look at some of the options that will fit into your budget. First up, we have MTC, priced at a really reasonable price of £114. Next up, the Air Specialist, Ram Air, coming in at £165. And lastly, we have Forge at a higher price of £190. The MTC is a solid, proven choice, so let's add £115 to our shopping list. With the build that we've got on our shopping list, you'll be seeing way over 400 brake horsepower. And with a 0 to 60 time in the mid 3s, you'll be surprising all those RS3s at those traffic lights. There are so many different types of builds for the Golf R. Some go down the route of bags, while others like to keep it looking pretty stock. But let's look at some aesthetic mods that will fit your budget and your build and make you stand out at those car meets. Rims are the first aesthetic mod we will make to our cars because it generally screams, look at me and I like to mod cars. As I'll talk about in all these builds, there are so many great places that you can buy your perfect set of rims. Starting with a second-hand place like eBay, Facebook Marketplace or Gumtree. If you don't want to conform to society and go with something completely outside the box, there are definitely great options that will fit your budget. If you want to find a brand new set of rims for 10th of the price of those 5,000 rims that you've been after for years, then look no further than somewhere like Wheelbase Alloy. Let me know in the comment section if you like the standard rims, which are pretty awesome, or you like to blow thousands of pounds on a new set of rims and then complain when you curb them. Let's just add £500 to our shopping list, as this will get you a nice set of rims for your Golf R and make you stand out at those car meets. Now we've got the rims sorted, let's look at slamming your Golf R to the ground. Starting with APR coilovers at a great price of only £1,100. But as we do generally want to keep this under the budget of an RS3, let's look at the Mountune lowering springs coming in at just under £200. And that is an absolutely phenomenal price. So let's just add £200 to our shopping list. Finally, body kits. There are so many great companies out there that offer a wide range of options for you, including Auto ID, R44 Performance, and Maxton Design. They offer so many options that will make your Golf R look really mean. The rear diffuser and spoiler are go-to mods, as everyone will be looking at the tail lights on your car off the line. Maxton Design offer this one for only £156, and Auto ID offer this spoiler for only £200. Of course, the low lips are key to having that stance, and these can be picked up anywhere between £100 and £200. As always, we're at the end of the build, so let's look at the shopping list and see exactly how much your build will cost. As you can see, building the perfect Golf R isn't cheap, but for supercar performance and enough space for a baby seat at just under £17,500, it's an absolute steal. And there we have it. We're at the end of the build. We've built an absolutely insane Golf R, and if you ask me, the Mark 7, even though it's 11 years old, is still the best looking Golf on the market, and we've just built an absolute weapon for under £17,500 that will leave most supercars and any hot hatch at the line. Please drop a comment below on the builds that you want to see next. I have a very long list of cars I want to cover, but of course I can prioritize the ones you want to see. Remember, like and subscribe, it helps me so much, and I just can't wait to keep doing these builds. Remember, keep building and stay boosted, and I'll see you in the next one.